Yeah. Okay. So, massive warm welcome, everybody. My name's Carol. Did you say who you were?
No. I didn't take you talk.
And we're technical. We're both doing techie and chatty. So, huge welcome to this discovery call. A little bit about myself. I am a mum of three. My children are now 18, 11, and 13. I keep forgetting. Anyone that's got more than two, you'll know. And then I've got a crazy cockapoo dog. And I started my business, my online business, about 9 years ago. But previous to that, I was a couple of things. I was an air stewardess flying around Europe. I absolutely loved it. I started when I was 18, all the way until I was 28. I met my husband there. He's not a pilot. Everyone always asks me, no, he's not a pilot. Met my husband. We fell in love. We got married. I had my first baby. And when it was time to go back to work, it was there that my kind of beginning of my entrepreneurial side of me that I didn't even know existed came out. I was so stubborn. I did not want anyone dictating to me when I could and could not see my children, basically. I wasn't wanting to put them in the on-site nursery like many other people did for their own reasons. And there's no right or wrong. We've all got our own reasons for doing things. When I requested to have part-time work on the ground, basically the waiting list had been there for about 5 years, and there was 7 people on the waiting list, and I would have been 8th. There was just no capacity for me to have part-time. So I left and I started my own baby signing franchise. Had no idea what I was doing, had never bought a franchise, didn't know the risks. I was tied in for 5 years. I spent lots of money on it that I didn't have, borrowed it from my brother-in-law, worked for 8 months paying him back. So I worked for nothing for 8 months, paying back the franchise money. And it worked out, thankfully. But I was on this hamster wheel of never having enough money at the end of the month. And also with 3 children, one was always sick. So when one was sick, I had to cancel my classes. Anyone that's been self-employed, you'll know that you only really get paid when you worked. And I was just like, there's got to be more to life than this. My sister got very sick and everything was shaken up for me. I just had this sudden urge to live life to the full and just live the life that she can't. And then along came this incredible business opportunity that we're going to tell you about in a minute. And all I ask is that you you listen with complete open mind, like I did. I'd never heard this opportunity before, but something inside of me thought, what if this works? And it did. I've never missed a school drop off, a school pickup, an assembly. I am the slave to all 3 of them. I am there for anything they want. I'm able to walk my dog when I want. I'm able to spend time with my aging parents whenever I want. I'm able to spend weekdays off with my shift working husband without ever having to have compromised time or money. So that's where I'm at. I'm going to let Jade tell you a little bit about her because our backgrounds are very different, and then we'll crack on with the presentation that we've got for you all.
Oh, amazing. Thank you so much. So yeah, as Carol said, I'm Jade. And yeah, our backgrounds are completely different. 9 years ago, I started a business for myself, just like Carol did. But before then, life was completely different. I was very much in the corporate world. And before starting a family, I used to work in corporate buying and account management. So life for me was pretty much half the year was spent over in the Far East, and then the other half of the year back in the UK. Now, as a 20-something-year-old, traveling the world and seeing different parts of the world sounded amazing. But along the way, what became an expectation, what became like me going over and above for a business became the normal expectation. So where my working contracted hours were actually like 8 till 5, in reality, most of the time I was opening the office up, I was going to bed at 10 o'clock at night. And at the start, I was a bit like, I'm getting home late. I'm going to have to like get some dinner on the way home. And I didn't mind. It felt a bit Sex in the City vibes. I don't know if anyone, I felt like being busy felt really cool at that time. But over a period, it just became stress and work-life balance was non-existent. And it also came coupled at a time when my partner and I did want to start a family. And I remember just naively sort of going into pregnancy, starting a family and having no real plan. And that left me in a situation really burying my head throughout maternity, wondering what the heck I was going to do. I had to go back to work. We couldn't afford to live off just my husband's salary. And then it meant that my first baby, had to go into full-time nursery. And in some occasions, I wouldn't even see him like from week to week because I was away traveling. And that for me just was not the vision for being a parent. And I just think sometimes there are circumstances in life that hit you that make you question what your path's going to be. And for me, the idea of carrying on this trajectory was just scary. And I remember seeing a lady that I just admired. She was at the gym in the daytime when I was on maternity leave. She drove a nice car. I just thought, what is it that these moms do that enable them to have that type of flexibility that Carol mentioned? And she sat me down, and I just remember these magical words where she said, Jade, you know, with this business, you can earn a full-time and more income just working part-time hours from home around your family. And it was just that one sentence that just meant the world for me. It was like the heavens had opened. I did not know what was going to be presented to me. I just knew up until that point, my family had to fit in and around my work rather than the other way around that she just said. And I just felt like if I could do something that was going to enable me the income that I needed and giving me my time back, I had to take a look at this. And you know, 9 years later, my life is completely different. I now have 4 children. I've had none of that maternity stress with the other 3. I'm proudly run my business with true purpose and ambition, but never miss a school drop off pickup. I'm here with Carol. We're spending the summer holidays together, and it's just the most incredible feeling having choices.
So I'm going to share the screen. The technical stuff is not my forte, so please bear with me, be kind. And let's hope that this works. Can you all, I think you can see that. Can you all see? Give me a thumbs up, someone. Yeah, cool. Let me just go into the correct, I can do this.
You can do
mode.
this.
I am that one.
You might need to reshare your screen with the portion.
Oh no, how do I do it normally?
I'll just start from the start.
Is play from start?
Yeah.
Play from start. I can do this, everyone. Yay! Okay, let me move your little faces up to the top because I find it really distracting because my camera is all the way up there. There's my camera, but the slides are here. So because my screen's so big, it's a mistake that I made. So some of you may have heard about this brand called Arbonne and some may not, but we are here to tell you everything there is to know about it. So it was founded back in 1980 by this incredible man called Peter Morg. He had this amazing vision to create a business opportunity where normal people like you and I could create these extraordinary lives, fitting it around our family, not the other way around. He had been looking into skincare at the time. He hadn't looked at anything else, and he was horrified by what was in the products. He was a botanist and just wanted to create results-driven skincare that worked. Now, he came from a single parent family. He watched his mum really struggle all the time with 2 things, with time and with money. She struggled with time because she never had time because she was always working, and she struggled with finances because she was the only income, person in the house. So he just wanted to create this business model that could tick all those boxes. That's all I've got to say for now.
Yeah. Amazing. So as Carol mentioned, we sit in this wellness sector. And for any of you that may or may not be from that sector, I'm just here to say I wasn't either. But at the end of the day, when you're looking at pursuing a business opportunity, you really want to be thinking, am I partnered with the right brand, with the right ethics and the core values? And am I in an industry that's growing? Well, wellness is huge. It's the next $1 trillion industry. It's even bigger than Hollywood. It is set to grow year on year in trillions and trillions of dollars. It's not slowing down. And I just think if you have a little bit of reflection on the people around you or yourself, how much more people are investing in wellness. We're understanding a little bit more about mind, mental health, gut health, gym memberships, keeping fit, healthy, getting outdoors, like using better products on your skin. And really serving yourself. And also that's really in and around this empowerment that we see on social media or in today's world where women, men, we're all empowering each other to, go for goals, feel better, have more confidence, be the best you yet. Because we really know that our well-being matters and everybody else's well-being around you also matters to them. So having a business that is in a very positive area that people are looking to continually maintain, that generally is in a field of consumable product, which is exciting, and with a company that is the trailblazers for all of the things that Carol mentioned, clean beauty, clean products, non-toxic, vegan, all of those things, you're in the right place when just considering a new business model.
So what are some of the products that we have? And I actually keep saying this number 450. I don't know where I got that from, but it was years ago, but it might be a bit less, it might be a bit more.
I think it's more probably.
but we have everything from babies all the way up to the elderly and in between. And what you see on the screen is just a few of them. But what Jade has mentioned is really, it's the certifications behind the products. We are vegan, we are gluten-free, we are kosher, we are halal. We have banned over 2,000 ingredients that we believe are questionable to your health. We are the BSCG stamp certified, so it's the Banned Substance Control Group. So it means elite athletes, if they get drug tested, they're absolutely fine to use our products. We have the biggest certification, which is a B Corp company. If you don't know what a B Corp stands for and you're a bit geeky and nerdy with ingredients and certifications like I am, then go and have a look. And people are looking for this B Corp stamp. I was recently shopping, I live near Cambridge, and I kept passing a shop that really looked lovely. I'm going to say who they are, Scamp and Dudes. Don't know if you've heard of it. And I always looked at it. I saw it online, I saw it in store, but I didn't actually know they were a B Corp. And as soon as I found out they were B Corp, I was like, that makes me want to shop there even more because they're purpose driven. They put the people and the planet before profit. So here you'll see our flagship range. We've got something called Derm Results Advanced, which is basically the best skincare in the world. And if you were like me, back 9 years ago, I actually didn't use anything. I used to wash my face with whatever hand wash was by my sink. My eyes would sting, and I'd just, I'd get my makeup off that way. I didn't know what it felt like or was supposed to feel like to use clean, results-driven products. Everything lasts for such a long time because we don't use any bulk ingredients. They're just clean products that work and nurture your skin. There's a 90-day money-back guarantee. And you'll see also here we have a whole nutrition line. Again, I can't imagine. Can you imagine your life without nutrition? And I was not into that. And everything else. You've if there's one thing you can take away from this presentation is you've got to try the products. Go back to the person who welcomed you in and just say, right, what is there? And before we carry on, you might be sat here thinking, like I was, well, I don't use products. So I just want to ask a few questions. You don't have to say anything, but have you had a shower within the last, let's say, 48 hours? Most people have. And in the shower, most people use a soap. So that's number one. Most people, if you have hair, you wash your hair. Then you use a conditioner. Then you get out of the shower and you brush your teeth. And then most people use a deodorant. And then most people use some form of moisturizer on their face. So if you do the basic hygiene things, you can build a global online business with this brand.
Amazing. So you may be thinking, if you are new to this and you haven't heard of the brand Arbonne, well, if it's this good, as we're saying it is, why isn't it retailed in stores? Why haven't I heard about it? Why haven't I seen any celebs talking about it? And this is the exact reason. I'm from a buying background, so I truly knew what traditional retail entailed. So, for example, in normal shopping life, if you're buying a product, a skincare product or a makeup item or nutrition from a shelf, you're going into Debenhams, Harvey Nicks, Boots, wherever. You're in traditional retail, but you have to just know that that process has to have a lot of touch points, and each of those touch points equally each want their profit. So for example, in homewares, I knew how much a mug cost to make in a Chinese factory, for example, and I knew how much John Lewis was selling it for. And I'm sorry to break the news to you, but I'm telling you now, you weren't paying for the quality of ingredients in that mug. You were paying for the lighting, the staff, the amazing advertisement at Christmas, the celebrity endorsements, the overheads, the warehousing staff, every delivery driver that has to take it from the wholesaler to the warehouse to the different distribution centres. They're all people that need to be paid to have a profit. I wanted my profit on like delivering that product to the UK. And at the end of the day, the customer's buying actually the process. You're not buying the quality of the product. Now, you might not care too much if you want a really nice glazed mug from John Lewis, but when you're considering protein or something that you're consuming, or maybe something that you're putting on this living, breathing organ that is just as important as what goes inside, you really want to be thinking, am I putting quality there, or am I putting things in that are chemicals to preserve the shelf life, to make it last longer? Am I putting in bulking agents that make it cheaper, to make it more profit driven? And that's really why Arbonne will never use traditional retail, because what the whole purpose of this was to provide you, the consumer, or our customers, with the most efficient, like results driven product without having to use any of those nasties, and to keep the price accessible to ordinary people like you and I. So ultimately, network marketing is just a very smart way of distributing a product. It's fast, it's efficient. We own our own manufacturing product. We, just like you, will recommend things to people all the time. And when I have absolutely had one honest transformation through our skincare or nutrition products, I have no problem sharing this with other people or recommending products to other people that I know this could benefit. This isn't about selling. This is really about finding solutions for people and helping people. And when we open our mouth, someone can literally pop onto my website, order a product, and it gets delivered directly from our manufacturer to the customer, usually via DPD, usually next day delivery, without me having to make the transaction myself, handle any cash, deliver any products, deliver any catalogues. Guys, this is so, so smart. And the power of this is for you as a business builder is when we make that recommendation once, we do the work once, we have the power to get paid over and over and over again on one recommendation. Because at the end of the day, when we run out of shampoo in the shower, we don't just think if it's getting to the end of the month, oh, money's a bit tight, perhaps just won't wash my hair now for the rest of this month. I think I'll perhaps have to leave it till next month. Usually, these are essential products that people are using anyway. And when they run out, they go back online to my shop, reorder, and I get paid again and again and again. It's so efficient for us as business builders and smart and time efficient, but also for our customers, it's amazing that we're online and it just cuts out all the middlemen. They can trust in what they're getting and they're getting a way, way better result on what they're using on their skin and their body, guaranteed.
Yeah. What she said. So how does it work? It's so simple. And guys, I am a really simple person. This would not work if it wasn't simple. And if I had to deliver products, I am not that person. I am rubbish. I forget. If I do anyone local any favors, it's just awful. So this model for me was just genius. So when I first heard about the brand, I loved everything that I heard, like you guys have heard so far. And I thought, right, I'm going to try the product. So I started shopping from my own online shop. I was already wearing makeup, so I switched the makeup. And I remember I switched my skincare at the time. That's what I tried. Now, what happened was very quickly, and I think it was within weeks, people around me were asking what was wrong because my skin started to change. And also I had a son who was really, really suffering with very dry, itchy, flaky skin. We'd been to the doctors, we'd tried everything, we'd tried every emollient. I'd bought bamboo cotton sleeping bags from Australia, I'd bought silk clothing from America, and I just educated myself what was in those emollients, and I stopped using those. I switched to the Arbonne Baby Care from the shop. And so people in front of me as well saw my baby boy at the time who had a bleeding torso and neck from this dry, itchy, flaky skin. It was like a miracle. Within 4 weeks, he was just much better. So they were asking me, well, what's going on? So I started sharing. I started telling them what I was doing. There's this brand that I found. I'm using the products. It comes with a 90-day money-back guarantee. I can give you a link if you want. And people in front of me were purchasing products. So I started to sell them via my online shop. And then what happened was the genius part was I started earning money, and I just couldn't believe how simple it was. I've been out with a group of friends before, and one of them was telling everybody about this cream she was putting on her legs. And they were like, oh, what's this? And she said, oh, it's this cream and it makes you look like you're wearing ties. This is like 4 years ago. And they were like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. Where'd you buy it? And she went, oh, here. And she shared the Amazon link. And all of the 7 friends bought, oh, I didn't, because I was like, what ingredients are in that? They all bought this cream. We all do this on a daily basis. I have a wasp problem in my garden at the moment. And I put in my close WhatsApp where we live, has anybody else got wasps? And all of them were like, no. And I was saying, oh, this is just a nightmare. My 2 daughters are screaming every 2 seconds. Within a minute, my neighbour had come across the road with this wasp catcher. I put it out, it worked. I said, where do I get this from? He said Amazon. I got the link. This is how this works, but in a much more wellness way. We are doing this every single day. Anything you want to
You
add?
probably won't need to replace your wasp catchers anytime soon, though, will you?
No.
Like you do your skincare. So, how does this work? Well, there's two sides to this business, and I love this. So, what we've just mentioned is really about direct selling. So, over time, what happens is people start using products. Even our customers become the best referral program because their skin changes or they're having great results, and they end up telling everyone else in the office or wherever they're working, and they send to you. So you have to just trust that over time, when people are using things, people talk.
Yeah.
Whether it's you saying the message or somebody else, word of mouth is key. And over time, what happens is people start to purchase products, and you start to build a network of clients. And they can be wherever. This is an online website. You don't have your own patch. Not like this is my close stick. Stay off. You can't move out of my village. Like, this is an online business, so you can operate wherever in any of the countries that we operate in, and we'll mention that in a moment. But also alongside that, you can decide to, you know what, this actually sounds like a great business opportunity. And there are other people that will be looking for what Carol and I have created or want, which is where they earn commission. So there'll be a lot of other people along the way that don't just want to be customers. They also love to refer the products and recommend them, and they can have their own website. And what can happen is over time, you start to build a team. And this is where we start to branch into the network marketing side of this genius business model that we mentioned before. So direct sales, our own customers purchasing from our own online website. And the network marketing is really where we can really scale this business. Because at the end of the day, I was looking for something that could replace my full-time income and more. And I knew that if it was just going to be based on selling products, all I was doing was probably going to be creating another job for myself that would make me work so many hours in the week. What I wanted was this part-time aspect. I wanted to be able to work hard and commit to this business, but I wanted something that was going to give me my time back. And I knew that, do you know what? There's actually people out there that also want to earn money from this business, and they know hundreds of people that I don't know. And this is where you can start to leverage your business and really scale it across different countries, if you like. It's so exciting. Now, if you're looking at this, and for example, I don't know how many people are on here, 9 people, including myself, that just started in the middle. All this business really requires is part-time hours, consistent part-time hours. We commit perhaps 15 hours worth of work in our business a week. So let's just say 10 to make it easy. And there's 9 of us here. In my working week, my business can be looking at like somebody working 90 hours worth of work, but actually everyone's just committing to 10 themselves. And the way that it works is that any products that move through any of the business centres within my organisation, Arbonne recognise that you're helping another business become successful. You're helping somebody else earn their own money, earning all their own commission in their own right. And because of that, you've taken a step away from your business, helping somebody else. What Arbonne do is they pay you a little thank you, what we call an override, little percentage on all the products that move throughout your organisation. So over time, what happens is there's lots of consumers globally purchasing your products, and there's small percentages that Arbonne are paying you even when you're here. And in reality, what that looks like is true time leverage. Right now, Carol and I are here presenting to you lovely people about this amazing business opportunity, which literally makes my arms stand, like my hair stand on end every time. And there are people right now on our online website purchasing products that we're getting paid for. And because we are in this global network, we literally have the power to get paid in our sleep because we branch across complete different time zones across the globe. I mean, who doesn't want that to be paid in their sleep? I know I do. So, oh, sorry, I don't know what I just did there. I need to go back one.
I don't even know how you go back one.
Oh,
here we go. Can I just say one thing on this slide is sometimes people will say, and what I just want to put this to bed right here, is it doesn't matter who you've introduced to the business. In my experience, and actually Jade experience, the lady that introduced me to the business, I have over promoted her almost 4 times now. And I get paid way more than her because she doesn't put the effort in. We love what we do. And it's almost like a lifestyle business. We don't sit there and just do like the 2 hours a day. This is our life. And it's so much fun. But it's a completely effort-based business. So going back to traditional retail, traditional employment, like my husband is in and your husband is in. So my husband has been in his job now for over 10 years. And this is what my plan for him is, to earn more money. So his boss is the one on top of him. For Richard to be able to get that position to earn more money, we either have to make his boss very sick, long-term sick, we have to pray that his boss retires, or we have to pray the worst of the worst, which we don't want to happen to his boss. Like, there's no scope for my husband to get promotion. But with this business, if you think, oh my gosh, this is genius, and I know I can talk to people, and I know I can be really authentic and use these products and be honest, you can earn as much or as little as you want, and you can earn way more than whoever introduces you to this business. Sorry.
No?
So the earning potential is absolutely huge. Am I allowed to talk about it?
Yeah.
Good. So the earning potential is absolutely huge, and there are only 4 levels. It's super simple of what do you call it?
Success.
Success. So the first level is something called a district manager. Now, we'll have some of those people on this call today. Let us know in the chat if you're a district manager. And the earning potential can be anything from £50 per month up to, and all I'll talk is my experience, £800 per month. It's completely effort based. But for myself, I was looking for £500 a month to be able to put my 3rd child into preschool before she got the funding. She was ready from the age of 2. She needed to be with people, and I just didn't have that money. So very quickly, within 2 months, I was earning the £500. That for people at the moment is life-changing. That is people's a massive chunk to the mortgage. That is the food shop. That is the energy bills. So sometimes removing yourself from this, if you're thinking, this sounds really good, but I just don't know if it's for me. Well, it's not about us. It's about who can we tell about this business and the products that it could change their life. The second level is something called an area manager. Let us know in the chat if you're an area manager. And the earning potential can be anything from, in my experience, £800 per month to £2,500 per month. And what happened with me is my first income was 800, then it was 9, then it was 950, then it was 1,000, and it just went up, and it never went down, because I was having the time of my life. I was using the products, I was sharing the products, and I was doing all of this in the evenings when my children were in bed. I used to watch EastEnders with a bottle of wine and some crisps. And what I did was stop watching TV and just get to work on this. And I loved it. At this level, the business becomes willable. So you can will the business to anyone over the age of 18. And one of the biggest fears, if you are in a partnership, or even if you're on your own, is if something were to happen to you, how the hell are the bills going to get paid? How are you going to pay the mortgage? How are the people left behind going to survive? And your clients aren't going to suddenly stop purchasing products from your shop, and your team are not going to suddenly stop working. In fact, they probably want to do more. So instead of what happened in my sister's case, was her desk had someone sat in it within a week, and that was it. The job was gone. In Arbonne, they will start paying your income for 7 generations down to whoever you leave it to.
Just also to mention, we mentioned about 800 to 2.5, sorry.
Yeah.
But, both Carol and I were running this business in the pockets of time around children and jobs and current commitments. So if you're currently in employment and you know what your earnings are from your current employment, what would, say on average, an extra £1,200 look like on top of what you're earning right now? Because I know there are area managers on this call that are still working.
Yeah.
There are people, when we talk through the levels, that still run a business. But what would the extra look like at this point? And this is what made me feel so excited.
Yeah, definitely. The 4th level of success, which both of you, third, that's just because we're going to the 4th. The 3rd level of success, which both Jade and I reached way before 2 years was up, was something called a regional vice president. And in our experience, you can earn anything from £2,500 per month. My biggest paycheck so far has been £7,500. And it's effort based. It's incredible, and it's alongside everything else you're currently doing. It's before tax, I like to always say. So be good and put the tax away. But at this level, please let us know if you're a regional vice president on the call. And at this level, you earn a monthly cash bonus to go towards a car. You get to go to the most incredible conferences and be recognised. We are all eligible to earn incentive trips every single year. So it doesn't matter where you are, you could start this business and go for the next trip. I know, let us know in the comments if you are coming to Dubai with us in this September. At the trip that we're going to, the Atlantis, the Palm. Jade and I, between us, have been on 6 trips together. Mexico twice, Bahama, Punta Cana, Morocco, Dubai twice. Do you want to say anything else on that?
Nope.
Our children are all downstairs, there's 7 of them, and all they have been talking about all day is the trip to the Atlantis. They are actually watching YouTube videos as we speak. They already went there last year on the Atlantis, the Palm. So, and for us, we don't, I don't have a very big family. It's the 5 of us and then my mum and dad. So for my children to be able to go on a holiday with all these other children is the absolute dream. They love it. And then the 4th and final level is called a national vice president. Let us know if we can't see who's on the call. Let us know if you're national vice president on the call. And this is where your average income can be anything from £10,000 per month, uncapped. So Jade and I are very good friends with people who are earning £55,000 per month and more. At this level, you get invited to go to Maui every January for a leadership meeting, everything paid for 2 people. That's the goal. But you cannot reach this level without being, I'm so sorry, I've taken over this slide, the complete bestest version of yourself. And I love to say that this business is almost like a personal development business wrapped around some products. What I love about this business is you can't unlock those levels until you've unlocked every single best part of you. You start to become healthier, you start to become happier. We recommend you books to read, we recommend you podcasts to listen to. People around you start to notice what's going on. And we call it the Arbonne Glow. Everybody has the most incredible skin because of these products. Everything we've said, we must say to you, to see what is typical, you have to visit earnings.arbonne.com. But we are not here to show you what's typical. We are here to show you what is possible and what we've done. Anything else to add?
No, amazing. Thank you. So I mentioned before about this global movement, and the beauty of this is, if you have or haven't heard of Arbonne, just know that for a business to be in business for over 40 years, the stability, the growth, the research and development, we're a legacy company. The brand isn't going anywhere. In fact, we are one of the most renowned companies we're elite. We're in this like elite classy company, but we're only in 6 countries. So I mentioned about having your patch. You literally can operate in any of the countries that you're in. So we're in the UK, Poland, America, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. But looking at this map, so many companies that have been around for 40 years plus have already globalized. They're already so saturated. We just have not even got started. So if you're thinking, oh, it's been going for 40 years, like, oh, everyone's going to know about Arbonne, they don't. There's about, I think it's like 2% awareness still in the UK, been here for 15 years, of the brand Arbonne. And we're about to launch into new countries. So it's not always about who do I know will buy the skincare. Okay, we think that immediately, but who don't you know? Because there's billions of people around this world with skin and hair, or might not be going to bed at night crying about their wrinkles, but they may be lying in bed with anxiety on their chest, wondering about how they can afford to pay their new mortgage payment. And we have the options for people. We've got this business opportunity and we've got the products. And Carol said, we both are fitter, healthier, and feel more glowy. That I definitely feel the healthiest version of me today at 37 than when I did at 27 when I first started this business. And it is this lifestyle business. I don't know did we talk through, have we missed one? Or was that it?
No, there should be another one.
Okay.
Do you want to go? I spoke a lot on the last one. Go on.
So I'm just going to run you through the different levels. So we've mentioned obviously how this business works. You may be on here thinking, wow, this sounds really exciting. And you're interested in buying some products. Now we have normal client, which is buy at full retail price. Everyone gets the money back guarantee, 90-day money back guarantee. I mean, what else do you need what speaks volumes about how confident we are in the results you're going to get? We also have a preferred client program, which is basically like Amazon Prime, but rather than paying a monthly fee every month, it's a one-off £10 fee, and that automatically gives you 20 to 30% off all the products for a whole year. You get amazing free gifts with qualifying orders on nearly every qualifying order. It's amazing, and free shipping, DPD to your door, incredible. So just for the discount, one-off £10, done. This month only, so ending tomorrow, it's actually free with a qualifying order. So we often get little perks like that. Now, the Replenish Me is also an incredible program, mirrors everything that the preferred client program does, but we have some clients, over the years that cannot live without, some protein or a box of fizz sticks, if you don't know what they are energy drinks, every month, and they just want to cut out the hassle. They don't want to have to think about it, so they pop their order onto like a subscription. It's so easy, so simple, makes their life dead easy. And the extra perks with that is they get a £40 credit on every fourth order. So money back to them, which is amazing. And also, what an incredible business opportunity for you to leverage your time even further when you get clients that are on this subscription system, automatically payments and shipments happening all over the world. But of course, today we're really talking to you about the best product of all, and that is the independent consultant. It's this business in a box, such low investment, such low risk, but the ability to completely transform your life. And honestly, I don't say this lightly. Arbonne has totally transformed my world. I'm so grateful for the experiences and the choices that it's given me, not just for me, but more so the experiences that my children now get to have, which is amazing. So we get all the perks. We actually get a bigger discount on our products. The earning and awards potential that we mentioned, the incentive trips to world-class, gorgeous locations for you and your family that are available to everybody, any level. The willable business asset. I mean, that alone, do you know does your company or does your job allow you, your payment to keep going long after you're gone? And the training and recognition. So with this business, you're not kind of like signed up and you're like, off you go then, go and get successful and build a business. Every step of the way for the whole 9 years, I've been coached and mentored. We have trainings, free trainings every single week, along with loads of ad hoc training days, and a way where you feel in a business that you may be thinking, I have got no idea how I would even start this. That isn't your job, because at the end of the day, chances are you probably have never done anything like this. What your job is to think, what if this could work for me? And can I be coachable? They're the two things. What if it could work? What would that mean? And can I be coachable? And if the answer is like yes to both of those questions, you just have to trust in the process and the simple system that we will teach you and we will help coach you through. And that really is the most incredible thing. The recognition as well, like being recognized for the hard work you put in. After years and years of doing so much hard work and it just becoming like the new expectation, it's really, really powerful. So you are in business for yourself, guys, but you are just never ever by yourself. And for me, as a corporate girl, really scared to jump into a new background, that gave me some sense of comfort, that I knew that there were people alongside me going for the same goals, helping each other, and somebody coaching me to be successful.
Amazing. The worst thing that can happen if you think, do you know what, I'm just going to give this a go, is you will have made some new friends. We're all lovely. You will have got a lot healthier and have better skin, and you will have made some money. And that's if you are coachable. And within a couple of months, if you've decided to give this a go, but then thought, oh, this isn't for me, you just don't carry on running your business. You still have access to massive discount until the end of your 12 months is up, and then you don't renew your account. That is it. There are no risks at all. The biggest risk is if you don't do this.
Yeah.
I think
just some closing words is just kind of consider, because sometimes we don't think about the future too much until somebody asks us the question. But if nothing changes right now, in 5 years' time, if you don't change anything, you're on the same trajectory, same path, same daily plan, same weekly routine, where will you be in 5 years? Will some of you may have a plan or some kind of, but if you don't and you think, gosh, in 5 years, I'm going to be 5 years older, perhaps going to be earning the same kind of money, probably still be working X amount of hours a week, you know, my kids will be X amount older, like what does that look like for you? And if we don't change anything today, nothing is going to change. And sometimes it's just about leaning in and trusting in something new. It could totally transform your life.
Yeah, amazing. So we'll stop sharing the screen. If you have any questions, please do go back to the person that asked you to come on this call, or if you're watching this recording, because I know there's many people that couldn't make it on live, do go back to the person who has sent you this recording and ask as many questions as you want. It's completely normal to have a million questions. It's completely normal to think, oh my gosh, I know I want to do this, but I'm not sure. My advice would be just do it. And we really hope to welcome you into one of our trainings or events very soon.
Amazing. Thank you everybody so much.
Thank you so
much. Have a lovely
much.
evening.
Bye bye.